Yo guys, what is good? It's your favorite supreme leader, Cameron. And before we get into the video, guys, if you could smash that like and subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. But as you guys can see in this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this thumbnail right here. Now, obviously, the title is how to make NBA 2K21 thumbnails, and this is actually from NBA 2K20. But that's because you guys are going to use all these same styles and techniques and everything that I'm going to teach you in this video. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing but apply it for 2K21 thumbnails. All you just use is like the different assets, like you guys can see the badges, the greens might be different, the background might be different, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same thing. You're just going to use all these techniques to make sick looking thumbnails like this one right here. This is part of a series to help you guys on your YouTube journey, because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to get some views, clout and money. So in this playlist I have in the description, I'm going to have a video on how you guys can blow up your channel in NBA 2K21, as well as some banner tutorials and another thumbnail tutorial. So go check that out if you're trying to blow up on YouTube. But as you guys can see, here are some other thumbnails you can make using this style and all these techniques. So let's get into the video. So I'm going to start off by making a little build video thumbnail right now. So what I'm going to start off with is a cutout. So I'm just going to go to my random cutouts, but we're just going to grab one of the cutouts. I'm going to choose this one right here. Place this you can place it anywhere on the screen, guys. I want you guys to get creative with these thumbnails. These are just some little techniques that you guys can use. So I'm gonna place my player anywhere, and now here's where you guys get creative with the background. Okay, obviously if you guys wanted a gameplay screenshot, you could get a gameplay screenshot. We're gonna make a best shooting build video, so we're gonna go ahead and get this little screenshot right here. Blow this up all the way and just make sure it covers the entire screen. Move that down to the background. So again, we haven't done anything too complicated right here. We just got our screenshot and our cutout. Now I'm going to go ahead and find some more little elements for the thumbnail. So as you guys can see, we have these little infinite badge potential things right here. So we're just going to drag one in behind our player, make it nice and big behind him. Now, something that I think always looks really cool is if you guys hold Command on Mac or Control on Windows, you guys can see you can kind of shift the perspective. So I'm just going to move this corner in a little bit, see how it looks, see how it makes it look a little more 3D. It kind of bends in with that. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Then I'm gonna go ahead and find my greens. Okay, so obviously we're gonna get one for the base. Okay, this is just to make it stand out, make it look super clickbaity. When I'll put this down the bottom, move this behind our player screenshot, and then we need the one by the hands. We're then just gonna flip this horizontal so we go on the right side. And as you guys can see, we have our nice big green here. Now, I am aware that this short thing right here is 2K20, but you guys just got to adjust it to make it so it's like 2K21. Okay, obviously I'm making this video before 2K21 even comes out, so you just got to find your own little things like that. Adjust all these techniques to make it a good NBA 2K21 style thumbnail. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my badges. Okay, as you guys can see, we have all the badges in this pack. If you guys don't have a GFX pack, you guys can just like take screenshots and cut everything out. Okay, you guys can do this all manually, super easy. It's just really easy and convenient to have a GFX pack. So I'm gonna get the Deadeye badge and green machine, and then I'm just gonna drag them over to the my actual Photoshop file. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click Command U or Control U on Windows, and then I'm gonna click Colorize right here. I'm gonna turn my saturation all the way up and make it green, because obviously this is like the best shooting build video, so we want everything to be green for shooting. And then I'm just gonna make these big. I'm gonna put one, behind his shoulder, and I'm gonna hold Command, bend it a little bit right there. I'm also gonna click on filter. I'm gonna click blur and then go to motion blur. Give it just a tiny bit of motion blur. It doesn't need too much. Nice little 14 motion blur, looks nice. The angle that you put it on doesn't really matter. You guys can experiment with that. I'm gonna go Command J, and I'm gonna just resize, just a couple, just around the place, move it around a little bit. And then I'm gonna do the exact same thing with Deadeye. Actually, you know what? We're gonna put it back on purple. Okay. I'm gonna have another little one right there, and all we're gonna do is just the exact same thing. Give it a slight motion blur. Okay, that's just the exact same motion blur we gave it last time. And then just move them around the place, just like so. I'm actually move this one above my player. Just like that. It does look a little bit messy, but it's alright. It should all come together in the end. Don't worry about it. But now it's time to add our color, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new layer. Let me move this over here. I'm going to click this button to add a new layer. And then I'm going to make a brush. And the color that I want to use is green for this thumbnail. So we're going to use the green. We're going to make a brush. We're going to make sure the hardness is on 0. Okay, you want the hardness to be on 0. Make the brush a little small, a little bigger, just like that. Okay, that's a good size. And then we're just gonna tap just behind the badges. You guys gotta make it bigger and adjust it. So now that we've tapped on all the badges, we can click on this little lighting button right here. And the ones I like to, you can change it to anything that you want. A lot of people like soft light, hard light. But the ones I actually prefer is color dodge and linear dodge add. So I think I'm gonna put it on linear dodge add for this one. Then I want to do another new layer just below the my player, and we're just gonna get a massive brush and put a big blob of green. Again, you can put this on anything that you want. I think for this one, I'm gonna do a soft light and turn the opacity down just by a little bit. I'm then also gonna add another layer and do a white brush this time. Also put it on soft light and turn the opacity down just a little bit. I'm then gonna add an entirely new layer over the very top. And while we have our white brush, I'm just gonna make our brush huge. And just tap up top to give it a little bit of light from up top. Again, put that on soft light. And now you can just click on a layer below that, make a new layer, and go back to green. And now we want to make a brush a little bit smaller. Kind of just tap around, you know, just like this. Just give it some more light. You know what, we'll tap on his eyes as well. Tap kind of random. And then we want to turn that to a linear dodge add as well, or color dodge. I think I'm gonna go linear dodge add, and then I'm actually just gonna erase those 2 bits right there. I'm then gonna create another new layer, and we're still gonna stay with the green brush. Now we just want to tap on parts we want to highlight, bits that are green, I guess. So it doesn't really matter where you tap in, just tap it kind of randomly pretty much. Places that look bland to you. Again, now put this on color dodge and then just turn the opacity and the fill down a little bit, and it should look pretty nice. Now I'm gonna get my first layer style right. So what I'm gonna do is go to layer styles 1 in my pack. These are actually stolen from Perion GFX's Perion personal pack. Okay, I love these layer styles, so I literally just put them in mine. I do have my own original ones in here, but these I just had to include them, okay, because I use these literally all the time. So we're gonna go overhead and get the green. And we just gonna put like a title, like something clickbait, like a 99 3-point shot. This is not my actual text, okay? So we're just gonna position this just in the actual background like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this all the way down to the bottom. This is something cool that you guys can do with a lot of things. You guys can put badges here, you could do anything. Then we're gonna duplicate our background by clicking Command J right there, and then we're gonna see how we've got it like sandwiched in between these. Now we want to click on this icon right here to create a layer mask, and you want to see our paintbrush is going to turn to black and white. So now when we paint with the black, as you guys can see, our text is actually going to appear. So what we want to do is we want to change our brush hardness to 100, and we want to just erase around our text so that our text can appear and it doesn't cut out our player. So you guys can see how I'm doing this. And remember, the text that I'm using has like a large drop shadow, so you really need to make sure you get all the way around it, because you guys can see, you can't really see there, but when I erased on this side, the shadow started to appear through, and it just looks weird when the shadow doesn't appear all the way through. So as you guys can see, we can actually move the text just a little bit, a little more to the side. See that 99 3-point shot. We can also rasterize our layer style, bend it just like that, and this is looking pretty solid right now. Now the one thing I'm going to do is add a few more effects, okay? So as you guys can see, I have my effects panel right here. So I'm gonna get these little particles right here. I'm gonna put this over the top, actually. I might put it over the top of everything. Oh, this is not the particles, but I also love this stock as well. Okay, this effect's really clean as well. Might just put it just like that, and then change the color by clicking Command U, colorize, and turning the saturation up. You guys can see it just adds a little bit of texture to everything. Something else I might do is add a quick effect to this ball right here. So as you guys can see, I'm just looked up on Google, energy ball with a black background. So you guys can click on anything with a black background. This one looks really sick. So I'm gonna save image as. I'm gonna drag that over there, and then I'm gonna set the effect to screen. So as you guys can see, that just removes the black background. And then obviously I'm gonna colorize, and then change the saturation all the way up and make it green. And then I'm gonna click Command T to move it around. It's gonna turn into blue, but that doesn't really matter because it's gonna turn back to green. So as you guys can see, that looks pretty cool. And there's just one more thing that I wanna do, and that is to add a quick little texture. So I'm just gonna grab a texture that I like. You guys can see this is like a nice little like paper texture. I want to move this over the top. First thing I do is always turn the fill down and then go to here. I'm just messing around with the effects. Most of the time, either color dodge or linear dodge add works best. So we don't want to go color dodge for this one. We want to turn the opacity down a little bit. And I might actually just move this underneath our My Player. You guys can see it just want to make everything pop a lot more. It gives it like a nice little like 3D kind of look where the My Player stands out a lot more. So now that we're pretty much done, I'm gonna just click on my bottom layer, click Shift, click on my top layer. And then I'm going to click Command J and Command E. So what that's going to do, as you guys can see, is giving us this layer that's just the top layer. So kind of like taking a screenshot of this. It's just merged all the layers together. And now we're going to click on Filter and click on Camera Raw Filter. Now what we're going to do is click on Camera Raw Filter. Now this is kind of your color correction. I think it just works better. It just blends everything better together than if you were to just add a bunch of like color corrections over the top of it. So what I'm going to do is I turn up my texture a little bit, and then I turn up my clarity to like 80. I always turn up my clarity a lot. I then turn up my vibrance, you know, just kind of slide it around, see where it looks best. And then I generally just tap off my contrast randomly, tap up my highlights, move around a little bit, turn down my shadows, but this thumbnail I might turn them up a little bit, turn down my whites, and then turn up my blacks. See if we can put any tint on it. The green tint, because we got a green thumbnail, looks pretty solid, so I might just move that a little bit in that direction. And then we want to click on this little third tab right here to go to details, and we just want to turn the sharpening up. Generally I just tap on all these things as well, but if I'm being 100% honest, I have no clue what they do. So then we're going to click OK, and as you guys can see how like, bro, look how different that makes the thumbnail look, okay? It makes everything stand out and look so much cooler in my opinion. That is an absolutely huge, drastic difference. Now we're gonna add our text. We're just gonna put best build for this thumbnail, okay? So we can have that nice little clean, simple text. Make sure each line is a new text layer type thing. You'll see why in a second. Make these nice and big. Now if you guys have my layer styles, you can obviously just copy and paste them onto the text, but for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to be remaking my layer style. I really like this way of doing text a lot. So what we're going to do first is we're going to duplicate both these layers right here, and then we're actually going to give it a color overlay. So this is for the word best. I'm probably going to put this on like a black. Yeah, probably just a slight, kind of pretty much a black, just slightly off black. And then for build, we're going to make it this pick green. So this is the background of the text. So you guys are going to see in a second why we're doing this. So these are the colors that you want in the background of the text. We're then going to click on filter and then go down to other and click on minimum while we have these background layers selected. We're going to convert to smart object, obviously. And then you guys can put it on whichever size looks best. I think I'm gonna go with like a 22 here. That seems pretty solid. And then obviously just do the same to the other layer. Now we can space out the text a bit later, but now what we want to do is rasterize the layer styles for both these little texts right here. And now we can get into actually adding the layer styles. So as you guys can see, I already have these saved. So for the top of the text, okay, you want to put it on bevel and emboss. You guys can see these settings: style, inner bevel, technique, smooth, depth 100%, size 2, softness 0, angle 90, then altitude 30, screen white, multiply black. Then for inner glow, we have this like little kind of off blue type color. I think that looks nice, but you guys can change this to whatever. We could go like a green here, doesn't really matter, just kind of whatever color, just in that little range right there. Pretty much white, but not quite white. And for these settings, and then for these settings, linear dodge add, opacity 81%, noise 0, choke 0, size 6, jitter 87, range 87, jitter 0. Then a gradient overlay, you guys can see this. So we have one white right here, and then we have kind of like a gray. You guys can see just what color that is there. And then we have another white, and then we have a slight like blue tint. Again, I was using blue tint when I made these layer styles originally, but again, you could change this to green, it doesn't really matter. And then again, another white, and then a little bit of a drop shadow. We're going blend mode, normal, opacity 63%, distance 7, spread 17, size 29. So once you've got that, I recommend saving that layer style, but we're just gonna copy this layer style as well. Never mind, I can't find it, so we're just gonna go here. So what I recommend you guys doing is saving the layer style so that it appears in your styles like that. All you gotta do is click on new style and then save it. And now for the backgrounds of these texts right here, we're gonna go to styles again, and we've got these settings right here. So bevel emboss, style, inner bevel, smooth, depth 100, size 3, soften 0, angle 90, altitude 30, screen 72% on like this little blue color, but again, you can change this to anything you guys want. And then you've got multiply black 27%. We have a satin on a multiply, this little gray color right here, opacity 16%, distance 12, size 19. Then we have our gradient overlay. So I put this blend mode on overlay, and it's just a black and white overlay. Nothing crazy here. Style, linear, scale 150, drop shadow, multiply on black, opacity 100%, distance 0, spread 1, size 49. And that's the background, so we're just gonna put that on both of them. And now what I'm gonna do is just merge both, like, so I've got the whole best text together, and then I'm gonna merge the build together. So now, as you guys can see, we just have these as like 2 layers that you can't edit, unfortunately, but it's alright. So I make it this big, just like that. Best build, we got it right there. I'm gonna select both of these now, and then I'm gonna merge these together using Command E or Control E. I'm gonna click Command T or Control T, and then go to this little button right here, and I'm just gonna give it a slight warp. You guys can put it on whatever warp you want, but I'm gonna try out some like flag or something. Just give it a slight little warp like that, and then hold Command, move it just like that. And I think that looks pretty solid. You guys can move this wherever you guys wanted it. I think that looks clean there. Another thing I'm gonna do is just make a slight little layer just behind that one, and make another little green brush, hardness on 0, and then just tap just like that. Again, linear dodge add, just makes the text pop a little bit more. I don't really like this wave thing right now, but it is what it is. And there you go, you guys got a very solid best build thumbnail. But again, you guys can just all use these lighting techniques, all this kind of stuff, just make cool thumbnails. Okay, it's all about like taking all these little tips and stuff and making your own little thumbnail. Guys, that's the end of the video. I'm gonna be having another simple, like super simple, clean thumbnail tutorial. This one obviously is a little bit more complicated. The next one's gonna be like super easy. And guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, please smash that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. If you guys want to make these thumbnails, tell me to check out your channel down below. I'll rate your thumbnails out of 10 if you want me to. Just tell me the title of your video. Click on your channel and quickly rate your thumbnail. But yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, as I said, smash that like and subscribe button, and I'm out.